Good afternoon, guys. It's working, bringing you a quick update on EOS. Hope you guys are having a wonderful afternoon. We're looking at EOS to the US dollar, 4-hour chart on Bitfinex, guys. And last time we spoke, EOS had broken out of this wedge I'd warned you about. We'd found a little bit of resistance. We did just hit this tiny little support zone at 4.57. I told you that was a very weak support. It hit that. Told you if it did hit that, more than likely it wasn't going to hold. Of course, we hit that, move sideways for about 10 hours, then it crashed right through. And as I told you guys up here, I said if price did break $5, we were very likely to come down to this $4 zone because there wasn't a whole lot of relevant support there between the two. And now price did end up collapsing through. We got as low as 416 on Bitfinex, guys, and then it found some support and just started moving sideways. It's as of right now, let me kind of zoom in here to the hourly chart, guys. We can see it's creating somewhat of a bear flag at the moment. Doesn't mean it has to break down, guys. Just means that we are looking at what looks like a bear flag to me. Means there is a possibility that we do have one more leg down. Again, doesn't mean it has to happen, just means that there's a possibility that it is. As I told you in the last video, guys, I've got my buy orders stacked between $4 and $3.50. Doesn't mean it's going to get there, guys, but it does mean that there's a relatively decent chance that it might, and if it does, I want to capitalize and I want to take advantage of that. Now, if price does end up breaking up, I think it'll find just a tiny amount of resistance, more than likely on this at 4.57. But again, I don't think it's not a very strong support. It's not going to be a strong resistance, in my opinion. I think very likely if price breaks up, well, when we get past that 4.57, I think it'll be a very quick rise to this zone up here between about $5 and $5.10. If it breaks up. At 510, if we can get north of, I would expect more than likely, guys, if it does hit this 510, maybe another, there's a good chance that it might bounce off this, come right back down. So if you wanted to stack in short orders up here, it's a decent, good risk to reward. It may come back up, hit this zone, and come right back down, test this for 450. Or excuse me, $4 to 350 zone. That's a real possibility. In fact, it's due for a correction to the upside. We're due to have a bit of a rise before we crash right back down. If we crash right back down, and I'm not saying we are, guys. In my opinion, I don't quite think the bottom is in. Even if we get this little short-term uptrend, I don't think the bottom is in my opinion. Might be. And if things change, I'll certainly be the first to say it. I'm a bull at heart, guys. You know that. I want this thing to take off. I don't like shorting the market. I will, but I don't like it. So if we get above 510, guys, I think more than likely, if it does break that, then we're going to come into this order block here between about between 550 and about 560, somewhere in here, guys. I do think there'll be a lot of resistance, and I will consider shorting it up in this area if we do hit this zone, guys. I do think that would be a strong resistance, in my opinion, for now. If we can get north of that, guys, then we're looking at this $6 to 575 order block. So you can see there's just a lot of resistance that we have to get to the upside, guys. The ultimate resistance is going to be this $6. If we can get above $6, guys, and break above this descending resistance line here, that's going to be a very bullish sign, and I think it'll be a very quick rise up to this $7 range, between $6.60 and $7 range, in my opinion. But to the downside, guys, we still might break down, still hit this $4 350 range. As I told you last time, my Elliott count, my big picture Elliott count, we're in a WXY pattern. We're just now completing an ABC, looking for the bottom of our C wave. And I believe I showed you last time, as we zoom in here and we look at our subwaves, I believe we're on subwave 5 to complete the C wave. And within that subwave 5, of course, there are also subwaves. So we're looking at subwaves within subwaves. We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I go from the top of wave, from the bottom of wave 2 to the top of wave 3, or I should say the start of wave 3 to the top of wave 3, and then back to the bottom of wave 4, if I pull a 1-to-1 extension off that fib-wise, then I get what? I get almost a perfect hit right at $4. It actually comes out to about 401. So again, is that just coincidence that that's exactly where we have support right there at $4? You decide. It just shows you that just gives you a little bit more evidence that that price might break down. And again, guys, if market makers don't want it to, it's not going to. They can push it wherever it wants. If Bitcoin rises, more than likely EOS is going to rise, guys. So because we know they're tied. But assuming Bitcoin stays stagnant and doesn't move, and this market doesn't get manipulated, I think it'll probably just crash down here to $4, and at that point, guys, I think it'll get a decent bounce somewhere between $4 and $3.50. And as I said, I'm going to buy down here all day long. Stacked orders between $4 and $3.50, a good significant amount, in fact. So we'll wait and see. However, again, I'm not saying that it's going to break down for sure, guys, and I say that for a few reasons. If we come in here to the relevant RSI, we look at our 4-hour RSI, it's very, very oversold, guys, and it usually doesn't sit in this oversold region very long. We can see it came down here, hit the bottom of our about 16.5 on the RSI. Which is extremely low for EOS. It's extremely low for anything, but particularly for EOS. And since then, guys, it's just been kind of creating this pattern. We created a higher low here, which was bullish. However, the next came up, we came right back down and created a lower low. So technically, we're still higher than this prior low here, so we're still making higher lows, guys. But you know, we'll just have to wait and see how this plays out. Now, one could argue that this also is a bull flag here on the RSI. You know, whether or not that's the case, I don't know, guys. We'll have to wait and see how this ends up playing out. But there's just not. If I come out here and I look at the daily RSI, we're seeing the same thing. The daily RSI, at least on Bitfinex, is at all-time lows. Bitfinex has only had a USD pairing on EOS for about a year now, but still, within that year, EOS has never seen an RSI this low. It's down at 20.6. So that's the lowest RSI on the EOS USD pairing on Bitfinex that it's ever had. So, you know, how low can it go? Well, it could go lower, sure, but at some point this thing is going to turn around. And when it does, I expect a decent bounce, probably more than likely, at least back up to the to 510, 520, and then we'll have to wait and see how it reacts from there. Now, looking at our moving averages and exponential moving averages, obviously we're just outlining the top. We're sitting right on top of the Bollinger Bands, the lower Bollinger Band. I need to see it get above this 8-day EMA, guys, to show any kind of strength at all on the daily. If we can zoom into the 4-hour. The 4 hours also skimming the top or the bottom of the Bollinger Bands, guys, not even touching the 8-day EMA. Again, very, very bearish signs all the way around. If we come in here, we check our short positions. Shorts, we can see probably these guys are taking profit from the guys that bought down here. I'm sure they're taking profits, but you know, we're still not seeing the complete drop in shorts like I would hope to see that would spark a bull run. This looks like a healthy correction, and as I told you in the Bitcoin in my Bitcoin update, guys, I don't like to see healthy corrections on shorts because that means there's going to be another leg up. You know, it doesn't mean that it has to happen, but you know, I just think, you know, unless this thing starts crashing even further, which I'd like to see, unless long starts to stack, which they have been in the last 8 hours. We have had long start to stack a little bit, not nearly as much as I would like to see, but they are starting to stack a little bit, guys. But you know, at this point, this is a no trade zone for me. Let me just put it that way. How am I trading this? I'm not. I'm waiting to see how it's going to react, and then I'm going to react based on what price does. That's my opinion. As I told you, I'm stacking buy orders between $4 and $3.50 to the upside. I may consider shorting between $5 and $5.10, expecting a real quick leg down. Depending on how it ends up rising up. If it's very impulsive going up, then I probably won't. Then I'll probably wait until it gets up here to 560 or so. But again, we'll have to wait and see how this ends up playing out, guys. If it does break 510, I'll probably play a very quick swing trade up to 550, 560. But I'm waiting for the trade setups to come to me. I'm not doing any trades at the moment right now. I'm not going to play this. I'm not going to short this down to $4, and I'm not going to expect a break up here. I'm going to wait to see whatever the market makers want to do, and then I'm going to react based on that. So anyway, guys, these are my quick thoughts on EOS. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, please let me know in the comments section below. As always, guys, I certainly would appreciate an upvote or a re-steam or a like, depending on where you're viewing this on. And guys, there's a new website. It's a Steam-based website called Tim. You've probably seen the link to it in the bottom of all my posts. If you're watching this on YouTube, you probably see it in the you can see it in the dialogue below this video that I put. Check it out. Check out Tim, guys. It's an excellent site. It's totally free to sign up and become a member. As I said, it's a Steam-based site, guys, and it's just a place. It stands for Traders and Investors Market Mentors. It's just a place for traders to investors to come together, spread ideas, spread different posts. There's chat forums there, trading pits where you can spread some ideas with different people, guys. Like I said, it's totally free to sign up, so check it out. I get nothing from that, by the way. I'm just a contributor over there. I contribute some of my articles there, so I get nothing if you go over there and check it out. But I would encourage you to check it out, guys, because it's really not like anything anybody else is doing. So give it a check out, guys. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it there, guys. As I said, any comments, questions, suggestions, please let me know in the comment section below. And until next time, guys, please trade safe. This is Working, signing out.